Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Boebert is still winning, and she's going to end up winning whether or not there's a recount. This is a conservative, this is one of the most conservative districts in Colorado. Okay, not long ago, actually, maybe 5, 10 years ago, Colorado was a far more conservative and Republican state, and this is one of the most red, Trump supporting, and conservative regions within Colorado, Lauren Boebert's district. And so Democrats always get these, they always find these Pyrrhic victories, these moral or immoral for them victories, where they say, oh, well, oh, look, Boebert's losing popularity. It's like, well, she only gets negative media coverage. So Democrats get free political advertising every day, every evening, 24/7, 24/7 every day. And she is very effective in terms of being a politician. You could say that she is very similar to AOC, but conservative. So you have a seat here that Democrats wanted. They coveted this seat simply to just try to like tell the world, try to from a public relations and marketing standpoint, they wanted to say, oh, the Make America Great movement is gone. Lauren Boebert was overtaken by the Democrats. Like, well, she's up. And at the end of the day, when everything is counted, she will be up. It's a very conservative area of Colorado. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're over 200,000 subs, and we're on our way to 201,000. And so the interesting thing about Lauren Boebert and Kari Lake is that with Boebert, if we can scroll down and you'll see they don't want to call it. They say, oh, it's too close to call, but they called it for Hobbs. Okay. Um, they're very quick. They are very, very quick to call it for the Democrat. And they are just very slow to call it for the Republican or the Trump Republican. And you see what's taking place now. Hunter Biden, his laptop, his emails, it's all over the news. That's pretty amazing. It's really wonderful that the first thing Kevin McCarthy did was talk about serious graft felonies. Like, you can prove felonies with Biden and Hunter and everyone around them. The FTX implosion alone is going to, probably dismantle their fundraising for momentarily. Democrats are very good at fundraising, but you see all of these things collapsing. The Hunter narrative that Joe didn't know it. Well, all of that is just collapsed in one day. And for anyone who said, well, Kevin McCarthy's not going to do anything, within a day, House Republicans already tweeted Hunter Biden's laptop is real. And so you have a situation now. You can look, if you type in Hunter, you get all of these articles from CNN, NBC, ABC News. And that's exactly what you need, in addition to the same ground game and machinery that Democrats have. For 2 years, and President Trump should have simply adopted, and he was, when Republicans are suspicious of Democrats, oftentimes they have reason to be, almost always, very suspicious. You'd have to be a complete imbecile or a fool to believe Democrats when they say, oh, well, we're doing things above board. You can just look at Hunter and the reporting from the New York Post and Daily Mail and the Federalist and other publications. Okay? This was a clear graft potential bribery scheme where money was flowing into Hunter's accounts and then funneled to Joe. I mean, the 150 suspicious transactions, suspicious activity reports that they're now focusing on. I mean, it's right there. I mean, this is the hugest, the biggest story in politics, and it's been the most catastrophic story for Democrats for 2 years. And Democrats have been able to circumvent all the political and legal repercussions because they had Twitter, Twitter suspended the New York Post. You had companies going to bat for the Democratic Party, suppressing and silencing dialogue because it hurts Democrats. The truth about the Democratic Party hurts them. Okay, they have to fabricate things about Trump when they say, "Oh, he's under investigation." He's under investigation for allegedly breaking the law. They could have already indicted him the past 6, 7 years. They found nothing on Trump. They don't have emails. They don't have suspicious activity reports. They don't have hundreds of millions in money flowing from shady, very shady and corrupt and criminal sources. They don't have any of that. Okay? And you have Joe saying, "You will not get a billion if you don't fire a prosecutor." You don't have that with the transcript. "Do me a favor" is not "do me a favor and or else you will not get." He didn't say that, but Joe did say that. That's the difference. Okay, the quid pro quo was specifically stated by Joe in what is the Council on Foreign Relations, where he's laughing about it, and he was even saying the officials in that country that's being invaded under his watch, okay, for the past year, stated you don't have the authority to do that. And he said, "Go call President Obama." Then the response from the establishment was, "Oh, everybody knew that prosecutor had to be forced out." Another country doesn't force out a prosecutor because the prosecutor allegedly isn't doing his job. And Rudy Giuliani, who was not indicted. So Democrats level investigations at their political rivals. Okay, you could say, well, Republicans are too, but Republicans have his laptop and emails. It's a little bit different. You actually have evidence. You don't have James Clapper and John Brennan saying, "We have intelligence, not evidence. We don't do evidence. We do intelligence." Okay, this is not a Steele dossier. This is not a whole bunch of people saying, "Gosh, we think." When they impeached Trump, they had academics talking about how almost certainly Trump really wanted to engage in quid pro quo. They didn't have the proof. You have the evidence now with the suspicious financial transactions. You know where the money went, hundreds of millions of dollars. You know it went into Hunter's accounts. It eventually found its way to Joe. They have all of that. And they've had all of that for years. So did the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but it wasn't like you have loyalists within the United States government picking one side. And you have an entire public relations machine that's going after Trump, and their best defense was a good offense, going after Trump, accusing him of everything under the sun because they're the ones who actually committed crimes. And so you go back to Lauren Boebert. They don't really disagree with Trump or Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene on policy. Democrats, when push comes to shove, what they'll do is they'll flood the country full of strategic petroleum reserves. Well, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump, Rand Paul, Jim Jordan, James Comer, all of these Trump Republicans, they're fine with that. They just want American companies to drill. They don't want Biden or Democrats to utilize strategic petroleum reserves simply to pontificate and preach about the climate, about the emergency we face. Okay? And so Democrats didn't get Lauren Boebert. They didn't get a whole bunch of other seats where they would have claimed victory, some kind of like Pyrrhic moral victory. It's not really, when Democrats claim these types of victories, it's not a victory. They actually think that losing is like good for them. Also, unfortunately I don't want the economy to continue to collapse, but it will. Oil prices will go back up. The inflation rate is going to go back up. You're going to have the Senate as a Republican Democrat barely. I think Herschel Walker will win. But you have the Senate that Mitch McConnell lost, not Trump. It was Mitch McConnell who was in charge of getting back the Senate. Trump wasn't in Republican politics. Okay, so I can go on forever. It's unbelievable how you have Trump, who nominated 3 Supreme Court justices. You would have had 3 liberal justices. You would have a generation of liberal Democrats who would have taken away the Second Amendment and the First Amendment just to suit the Democratic Party of Trump, who presided over 3 nominations, hundreds of federal judges, reversed devastating U.S. foreign policy. Okay, he is still the anti-war candidate. That's one of the most important reasons I'm going to vote for Trump in 24. But you have Lauren Boebert, Trump, Jim Jordan. They're against counterinsurgency conflicts, never-ending military conflicts, wars. It's Democrats in the Lincoln Project, the morally superior liberal Democrats who are presiding over poverty. Poverty has increased since 2019 because of Democratic policies. We had a record low in poverty with Trump. So what's there not to like? Oh, he's mean. Oh, he's extreme. Liz Cheney voted alongside Trump 92% of the time, according to 538. Watch this channel, ladies and I know I'm preaching to the choir, but share this channel with anyone who is looking for a different perspective on why people should embrace Donald Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Lauren Boebert is still winning, and she'll end up winning. And Republicans will get enough of a cushion to ensure impeachment very soon. Give me your thoughts. Thank you. I'll be back in a couple of